Hello and welcome to this digital story for the class ECS 210. Today I'm going to read you a story called Curriculum as Becoming. Once upon a time there was a girl in ECS 210 who didn't know much about curriculum. Her name was Megan Johnson. Megan thought that the curriculum was outcomes and indicators that educators had to teach in their classroom. Little did she know the curriculum was much more than that. She thought there was only one curriculum and that it was found online for Saskatchewan teachers to access and teach. During the first lecture, she realized that she had to think outside of the box, beyond a common sense approach. Throughout lecture, Megan learned that there are many kinds of curriculum, such as formal, written, overt, or official curriculum, and the hidden curriculum. If you asked Megan what teaching towards social justice was 4 months ago, she would not know the answer to this question. Megan now has a full understanding of what social justice issues are and how they are linked to the curriculum. She learned that teaching towards social justice means teaching anti-oppressively and minimizing boundaries such as race, class, ability, language, appearance, sexuality, and gender, which appear in the curriculum. Throughout storytelling in lecture and seminar, Megan learned that in order to teach towards social justice, teachers need to adapt their curriculum so that all of their students feel comfortable in the classroom. Now, after 4 months of learning about the curriculum and social justice within the classroom, Megan's beliefs have changed. Megan now believes that the curriculum needs to be adapted differently for every classroom according to the students in the classroom and the environment around them. During the 4th week of ECS 210, Megan began to develop her thoughts about treaty education. Before this point in her university career, she had learnt about what treaty education is, but she never considered how she might implement it within her own classroom. After Claire Kruger's presentation, Megan now has strong feelings about how she would teach treaty education in her classroom. She would teach treaty education in an inclusive manner, making sure all of her students know and realize they are all treaty people. Megan would make sure that she was not teaching treaty education in a manner in which any of her students might feel uncomfortable. She would take into consideration the histories and ethnicities of the students in her class. Megan is a white, middle-class, privileged woman, therefore it may be necessary to bring in an individual who was or is directly affected by the Saskatchewan treaties to help her teach treaty education in her classroom. When teaching treaty education, Megan also believes that it is important to not focus on one culture and not ever teach about other cultures. This may offend some students because they are learning a lot about Aboriginal culture but nothing about their own culture. As you read on Megan's blog, she has also learned about what it means to be a good student or a student with privilege. Megan learned about this through stories that were shared in ECS 210 lecture and seminar. She learned that good students follow the norms that are created by society. They get good grades and follow all of the rules. Megan states on her blog that in some schools, the closer a student gets to saying the right things in the right ways, the higher the grade the student will get. By this definition, students that are privileged are the students who fall into these norms. If we as educators fall under the common sense notion that all of our students should be the same good students, we may begin to teach in uncomfortable ways. Teaching in uncomfortable ways and in a common sense notion that all of our students should be good students connects to the curriculum. This connects to the curriculum because as educators we need to adapt the curriculum to meet all of the needs of our students, including culture, language, gender, place, and sexual orientation needs. Throughout Mike Kuapelei's story about teaching at Punachai School, Megan learned a lot about teaching curriculum as place. During the 6th week of ECS 210 in lecture, Mike's story made Megan realize that the curriculum needs to be adapted according to the place in which we teach it. Teaching topics such as Aboriginal culture, treaty education, and residential schools will be different in Punachai School, where the majority of the students are of Aboriginal descent, as compared to teaching these topics in a public school in Regina, where the student population has a variety of cultures. Megan now understands that the curriculum needs to be adapted according to the place which you are teaching and the students within the community. Within the 8th week of ECS 210, Megan was very interested in learning about technology in the classroom and different perspectives on it. During our seminar discussions, we had a very interesting conversation about technology in the classroom. We talked about media literacy and how students in today's society need to be educated about how to properly use the technology and internet. Students and today's youth do not use the internet or technology properly. This leads to many problems, including cyberbullying. Cyberbullying is becoming more and more prevalent in our society. How does this connect to the curriculum, you may ask? Well, in health and computer classes, it may be important to teach students about cyberbullying and proper use of technology and the internet. Proper use of technology also needs to be considered in the community and the family, not only the school. If parents team up with the school to educate their children about media literacy, this may reduce the amounts of cyberbullying. All in all, Megan has learned that the curriculum is much, much more than indicators and outcomes. She has learned that the curriculum can be adapted and adjusted to meet the needs of the students within the classroom. As a future educator, Megan has learned how to teach towards inclusion for all students. The importance of adapting the curriculum to meet the needs of every student's ability, culture, gender, sexual orientation, race, religion, and personality has been an eye-opener to Megan. The curriculum is everything around us. Therefore, one looks back with appreciation to the brilliant teachers, but with gratitude to those who touched our human feelings. The curriculum is so much necessary raw material, but warmth is the vital element for the growing plant and the soul of the children. Quote by Carl Jung. Thanks for listening.